Getting straight into the video, I got more fish for my reef tank. Now, I do already have a good amount of stocking in this tank, but I wanted more. I wanted more activity when I fed my fish. You know, so far my tang and my clownfish are the only ones that come up. And I want more fish that are going to be crazy and start going crazy all over the tank when I feed them, because I find that very entertaining for myself. I also got myself a coral. And, you know, if you're looking at these fish and you know what these fish are, you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, these fish aren't going to go crazy when you feed the tank. Yeah, I mean, I found that out the hard way. But no, for real, I went to the fish shop with other fish in mind. As you can see, these are engineered gobies in the tank right now. I wanted those to be cardinal fish, the Bengai cardinal fish. Unfortunately, they only had pajama cardinal fish, and for some reason, I decided to go with an entire different fish altogether. So those guys are going to get quite large, and they're going to stir up my sand bed, and they're not the Bengai cardinals, but honestly, I am pretty glad that I got them because they're entertaining, they're different, I don't have anything like them, and I used to have a moray eel, so it's going to be kind of nice to head back to that. You can see the bird's nest coral is absolutely fluorescent green when I first got it. And if I take a look behind the rockwork, you will see what is a dragon goby or a sleeper goby or a bullet goby. Whatever you want to call it, it is my sand sifting goby now. To tell you the truth, I thought for some reason, I don't know what was going on in my mind, but when I read dragon goby on the tank in the fish shop, I thought that it was talking about the gorgeous purple firefish. Now, I know those names have nothing to do with each other, but I didn't notice until I got all the way home and I took him out of the bag. And at first, I thought he was just super pale, but it turns out to be a whole different fish. Now, these guys were super nervous, so I'm going to go ahead and give them a few days to adjust to the tank. In the meantime, I'm going to feed all of the corals. And you could see some of these corals look absolutely different and stunning as they eat. My favorite being the button scully and the Euphilia. Mostly I feed them so I can see how many heads they have. You see when they eat up and they scrunch like this, they tend to get round little bulbs wherever their new heads are. And I can tell if they're splitting, how well their split is going. And since the skin will be nice and flipped up, if the light hits it right, you can kind of tell how your skeleton growth is going, which is very important. As far as the other corals in the tank, everything is looking great. My acropora has turned a lime green color. I'm not too sure why. The rainbow acros that I see in the fish shop are a gorgeous red, yellow, green colors, and mine is all green. They said it was something with my parameters. Maybe I'll take in a water test and I'll see if I can figure out what it is, see if I can get them to color up a little bit more. But even the bird's nest is kind of struggling. You can see my Mandarin Dragonet is still doing fantabulous. It's getting pretty fat, it has some awesome eyebrow tines and a great personality. It just scoots around the tank all day and eats all of my microfauna. You see the engineer gobies cruising around here. All the new fish have kind of picked out this corner to hang out for the first couple of days, which I do not blame them. This tank is pretty full, and it can take a lot to get used to something. Here's another shot of the button scully from the top down. You can see it's a gorgeous red and blue, electric blue color. And on the inside, it is amazing to the human eye. I wish that I had a better camera to really get all of the detail of this coral, but for now, you're just going to have to trust me that it is absolutely gorgeous. All the other corals in the tank are splitting fine. They are doing great, looking absolutely nice. And as far as the new fish, there's not really any issues. Now, instantly, I will say that the sleeper goby, bullet, whatever you want to call him, I'm going to call him a dragon goby because I think that's coolest. He instantly started grabbing sand and hovering over that little cove and putting sand all over my button scully. Now, this definitely was a little worrisome for me, especially because that's one of my favorite corals. But I just went in there and I kept waving off the sand. I did this a few times throughout the day, and he doesn't seem to be so-called targeting the coral. It may have just been something that he happened to be doing on accident. Nothing intentional. This is about a week later. You can see all of the corals are nice and full. And if you do notice something, there is no gobies. So my engineer gobies, for the first couple of days, they were real active, just hanging around in the free floating water of the tank. Kind of like the clownfish, really. They would really hang out with each other, and they would never really pick at the sand bed or anything like that yet. So I thought I had a little more time to kind of prepare, but I haven't seen him. And as far as the dragon goby goes, he is absolutely amazing. The only worry that I have is not the sandstorms. So far, he has not made any sandstorms. Is that the algae blenny, my lawnmower blenny, is not too big of a fan of the dragon goby. And I'm not too sure why. I think the dragon goby kind of posted up in the lawnmower blenny's territory. So whenever he kind of comes out of his hole, there's some issues, and I worry about the dragon goby getting spooked and jumping out of the tank. So far, it hasn't gone to that yet, but it's just something that I worry about. You see, my Gonioporia is actually coming back alive. If you're wondering why I haven't removed the dead parts, it's because I don't think that they're dead. And it kind of hurts to see, corals go in the trash. But the dragon goby, he is absolutely stunning. Tell you the truth, I didn't like him so much at first, considering he was an entirely different fish than the one that I thought I was getting. But he is definitely going to be one of my new favorites. I think the coloration on him is super cool. Although he doesn't have the crazy colors that, we honestly all want and that I was kind of going for with the livestock in this tank. He does have a good personality. And if you look close enough, come on, he's pretty cool. He likes to stay around the back of the tank. He doesn't really eat the pellets too much. I soaked him in garlic one day and threw a ton in the tank. And he kind of picks at them here and there, but he's more focused on sifting the sand, which I guess that is his natural abilities. If you want to try and name any of these fish, so I have two engineer gobies. They're going to grow more into like some eel looking things. And I have my nice dragon gobies. So if you know any cool maybe snake names from movies or awesome dragon names for movies, please leave a comment and maybe I'll pick through them. I'll skim through them and I will pick names for these guys. We obviously have Jaundice the Tang, Oreo and McFlurry for the clownfish. We have the Sheriff as the shrimp. And we need these guys some new creative names. So if you want to get in on that, now is your chance. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, check out my channel. Be sure to subscribe. It makes my freaking day when I see that number go up. And I love all of you guys, and I hope your tank issues subside. I should be coming out with some more videos here soon, and I want to start up some new projects, maybe some new tanks. I'm definitely going to need a frag tank in the future, so if you want to see anything like that, subscribe, and I try to respond to every single comment. I hope you have a great rest of your day and your tank issues subside. Peace!